Assalamu alaikum, my beloved students, this is going to be the number 13th lecture and the third for this chapter 3 and the final lecture for your online classes. So be happy then, because I'm not going to upload any other lectures other than this. So without further delay, let's get started. Okay, the first problem, I have taken this problem from your textbook and it is marked 11 number. So the length of a rectangular plot is 3 times of the breadth. A walk around the plot makes 1 kilometer. Determine the length and breadth of the plot. Okay, the length of a rectangular plot is 3 times of the breadth. Okay, so 3 times of the breadth, that means we need to take, let the breadth of the rectangle is x meters and the length of the rectangle, it must be 3x meter, as the question suggests us to take 3 times of the breadth. Okay, a walk around the plot makes 1 kilometer. That means, okay, so a walk around the plot makes 1 kilometer. That means if you walk around that plot, or if you walk through the perimeter of that plot, it actually makes 1 kilometer. That means the perimeter is actually 2 times the length plus breadth unit. That means 2 times 3x plus x is actually 8x meter, and that 8x is actually 1000 meter, because when you are walking around that plot, it actually makes 1000 meter or 1 kilometer. That is why 8x can be equal to 8x must be equal to 1000, and that takes us to x equals to 125 meters, and the length 3x is actually equals to 3 times 125 equal to 375 meters. So length and breadth of the rectangular plot are 375 meter and 125 meters respectively. That's an easy math, and these type of maths are actually important for not only for the CQ questions but for the MCQ based questions. Students, those of you who are not understanding these problems, so do not worry, because in the whole lecture I am going to repeat these type of things again and again, because I named this lecture as rectangular shapes. Okay, so our first problem is done. So let us go for our next problem. Our next problem is, what is the cost of fencing around a rectangular park of 100 meters long and 50 meters wide at a rate of taka 100 per meter? This is question number 12 from your textbook of chapter 3. Okay, let us solve this problem first. First, we need to understand the problem that the rectangular park has a length of 100 meter and breadth is 50 meter. Okay, and your cost is taka 100 per meter. Okay, now the length of the rectangular park is 100 meters and breadth is 50 meters. So let us determine its perimeter. So perimeter of the rectangular park is 2 times length plus breadth unit. That means 2 times 100 plus 50 equals to 300 meters. Now for a unit meter, we must cost taka 100, right? So we have 300 meters. Now as you can see, for fencing 1 meter the cost is taka 100, and for fencing 300 meters the cost is taka 100 times 300, and it is 30,000, because the question suggests that a rate of at the rate of taka 100 per meter. So that means for 1 meter you need to cost taka 100, then you are done. Okay students, so fencing around the rectangular park, the required cost is taka 30,000. So let us again jump forward to another rectangular based problems. Well, these problems are a little bit easy compared to the other two lectures on chapter 3. Well, chapter 3 is all about that diagram, the diagram that I showed you in the first lecture. So you give your utmost attention to that diagram actually. Well, these maths actually are not that important, and I want you all to emphasize on that diagram and how to calculate the units in length, the units for mass, the units in area units, the units for volume units, and you just let yourself know the what is the rule for finding the units. Just do not try to memorize those things. Okay, so students, let us go for our next question. So it is 23 number question. The length and breadth of a rectangular garden is 60 meters and 40 meters respectively. There is a 2-meter wide walkway around the inside of the garden. Determine the area of the walkway. And this is 23 number problem. This is another simple problem, but these type of problems can appear in your exam, or like there is a 2 meters wide walkway, these type of problems. Okay, so let's get into this. Well, the shape of this problem actually looks like this. You can see that over there 60 meter on the above, 60 meter, and below is 60 meter, and on our right and on our left it is 40 meters, right? So 60 meters is the length and 40 meters is actually the breadth. And the walkway, that means if you walk through that perimeter, then it is actually the walkway, right? There is a 2 meters wide walkway around the inside of the garden, around the inside of that garden, around the inside of 60 meters and 40 meters. So determine the area of the walkway. So there is a simple way of determining the area of that walkway. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna find the area of the total block with the walkway, 60 times 40, and then I'm gonna find the little area, that one, that little rectangle over there. You can see my mouse pointer, and then I'm gonna subtract that small rectangle area of rectangle from that large one. Then I will have my walkway area. Okay, and that is how I'm going to solve this problem. So let us see this into action. So length of the garden is 60 meter, breadth of the garden is 40 meters. So area of the garden is 60 times 40 is actually 2400 square meters. Okay, that's cool. Now length of the garden excluding the walkway, as you can see, you must subtract not just 2 but 2 times 2, because on your right you have 2 meter, on your left you have 2 meter. That means that remaining part, just see the mouse, that remaining part must be 60 minus 2 times 2. It's actually 56 meters. Okay, that's cool. Now breadth of the garden excluding the walkway is 40 minus 2 times 2. It's actually 36 meters. That's cool. Now, so the area of the garden excluding the walkway, if you exclude the walkway, then it would be 56 times 36, and it is 2016 square meters. So that is nice. 2016 square meters is the area excluding the walkway. Let me check. That is 56 times 36, and it is 2016. Okay, that's nice. Now if I subtract that one from the big area, that means 2400, then I am going to get the area of the walkway. So as you can see, hence area of the walkway is 2400 minus 2016, and it is 384 square meters. That is so simple, right? This is question number 23, and the most basic questions on rectangular shapes. So I hope you all are understanding these things well. If you do not understand it, as you know, you can always WhatsApp me, and your WhatsApp timing is every Thursday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Well, do not just call me, just you can text me in WhatsApp, and that particular day, Thursday 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., then I am free and available for you on that day. Okay, so do not hesitate. If you do not understand anything, just let me know, and I will try to solve it. And I believe there shouldn't be any problem regarding this chapter, and there should be problems on lecture 1 and 2 on chapter 3 measurement. Lecture 1 there should be many problems. Okay, so I'm waiting for your feedback. Okay, my beloved students, let us solve another problem that is actually again a rectangular based problem. The length of the house is 3 times of its breadth. The cost to cover the floor with a carpet is taka 1102.50 at the rate of taka 7.50 per square meter. Determine the length and breadth of the house. Okay. As the length of the house is 3 times of its breadth, that means if the breadth is x, then length must be 3x. Okay, to the cost to cover the floor with a carpet is 1102.50 at the rate of taka 7.50 per square meter. That means for per square meter you need 7.50 taka, and you should be very careful while dealing this kind of problem, because you are having a per square meter. That means you need to tackle this problem by finding the area, okay, because 7.50 it is for per square meter. So let us see this. So let the breadth of the house is x meters and length of the house is 3x meters, so we must find the area this time. As you can see, there was a similar math, I think it is 2 slides before, and in that case I actually found the perimeter, but here I am actually finding the area, because 7.50 is for per square meter, okay. So according to the question, taka 7.50 is the cost to cover the floor with 1 square meter, and taka 1 is the cost to cover the floor of 1 divided by 7.50 square meter, and taka 1102.50 is the cost to cover of the floor 1 divided by 7.50 times 1102.50 square meter, or it is 147 square meter, okay. That means we actually have the total area of that rectangular plot, or whatever it is, rectangular, whatever it is, rectangular floor. And the area of the rectangular floor, as you can see, just look at the mouse, it is actually 3x square. So we can easily set 3x square to 147 to get the desired x, okay. So as you can see, 3x squares is the area of the floor, and 147 is also the area of the floor. That is why 3x square is actually equals to 147, then x square reduces to 49, and then x equals to 7 meters. So x cannot be negative, so I actually did not write that negative sign, as it represents length. And 3x equals to 3 times 7 equals to 21 meters. Hence the length of the house is 21 meters and breadth is 7 meters. That's simple, right? That is so simple. Okay, beloved students, let us go for our next slide. Okay, the well, this one is actually a CQ question. The length and breadth of a rectangular garden is 50 meters and 30 meters respectively. There is a 3-meter wide walkway around the inside of the garden. This is 25th number creative question. Draw a proportional diagram in the light of the above diagram, and as you can see, I have actually already done the drawing, and you should do accordingly. So let us go for the next one. Determine the area of the walkway, and I think in maybe 1 or 2 slide earlier we have done that kind of problems, right? So 50 meters, 30 meters is length and breadth, and we need to determine the area of the walkway. And the process to determine the area of the walkway is, we will first find the total area of the rectangle, and then we will find another area of the small rectangle. Then we will subtract the smaller area of rectangle from the bigger rectangle, and it will lead us to the area of the walkway. So as you can see, the length of the garden is 50 meters and the breadth of the garden is 30 meters. So the area of the garden is 1500 square meters. Now let us find the length of the garden excluding the walkway. So as you can see, the length of the garden excluding the walkway is actually equals to 50 minus 3 times 2, because we do not have 1 3 but 2 3s. That is why 3 plus 3, or 3 plus 3 means 6, or 3 times 2, that means it is 44 meter. Breadth of the garden excluding the walkway is 30 minus, actually not 1 3 but 2 3, that is why 3 times 2 equals to 24 meters, right? So area of the garden excluding the walkway is 44 times 24, and it is 1056. Let me check. 44 times 24, it is 1056 square meters. Now as you are guessing, then the area of the walkway is the bigger area minus the smaller area, and what remains is the area of the walkway, and in this case it is 444 square meters. It is 1500 minus 1056, it is 444 square meters. Okay, now let us jump forward to the third question. And the third question, okay, from B we get that length of the garden excluding the walkway is 44 meters and breadth of the garden excluding the walkway is 24 meters. Okay, that's cool. Now, excluding the walkway, the perimeter of the garden is 2 times length plus breadth unit. That means 2 times 44 plus 24. It's actually 44 plus 24 is 68, and 68 times 2 is 136 meter. That means excluding the walkway, the perimeter of the garden is 136 meters. Okay. According to question, for 1 meter cost is taka 25. For 136 meter, the cost is taka 3400. That means 25 times 136, and it is 3400 taka. That's the answer for this question. Okay, and this is actually the final and the last CQ question. Then I'm going to solve. I have taken this question from your textbook in example 7. The perimeter of a house is equal to the perimeter of a square house. The length of the rectangular house is 3 times the breadth. The cost to cover the floor with carpet is 11,025 at the rate of 75 per square meter. Then we need, assuming the breadth A, find the area of the rectangular house by capital A. And the second question, find the length and breadth of the rectangular house. And the third question is how many tiles with 40 square centimeter will be needed to cover the floor of the square house. Well, this question seems to be a nice question, and it's a pretty good question. The question number C, nice question. So the breadth of the rectangular house be a meter, so length is 3a meters, therefore the area is 3a times a square meter, or 3a square meters, right? So as you can see, in the second question, find the length and breadth of the rectangular house. Okay, and the length is 3 times the breadth, and area of the floor is 11,025. Okay, let's do that. As you can see, taka 25 is expanded to cover 1 square meter floor of the house. So taka 1 is expanded to cover 1 divided by 75 square meter floor of the house, and therefore taka 11,025 is spent to 147 square meter floor of the house. This is how and this is how it is done in your textbook example. Okay, so therefore the area of the floor is 147 square meters, and but as per the question, 3a square is 147. That is why a equals to 7 meters. And keep this in mind, a is not your length but your breadth, and this time your length is 3a. That means 3 times 7 is actually 21 meters. This is how you calculate the length and breadth of the rectangular house. So far now you may be observing that the rectangular problems are mostly similar. I counted 7 to 8 problems in your book, and they are mostly similar. So let us go for the last problem from our lecture. From B, the length of the rectangle is 21 meters and the breadth is 7 meters. That is why the perimeter is actually 56 meters. As you know, perimeter is 2 times length plus breadth, and length is 21, breadth is 7, that it makes 28, and 28 times 2 is 56 meters. Okay, so the perimeter of the house is actually 56 meters. So length of side of a square is 56 divided by 4 meters, or it is 14 meters, right? 56 divided by 4, it's actually 14 meters. So the area of the floor of square, that means it's 14 times 14. So 14 times 14, it's actually 200, and 14 times 14, it should be, oh my god, I think they have done a mistake over there. You should be oh, it's a wonder. Okay, so area of a square tile is 40 centimeter times 40 centimeter, and it is 0.4 times 0.4. It's actually 0.16 square meter. Okay, now as you can see, the number of tiles needed to cover the floor is 256 over 0.16. It is 1600. I think there is actually a flaw over there. Can you find the flaw? If you find the flaw, let me know in the comment section. I think there is a flaw in the math. There is a flaw in your textbook math. You should let me know what is the flaw. If you can find it, and if it changes the answer, you should also let me know that. Okay. And finally, there are some MCQ questions for you. Well, by the way, CQ questions are done. 1 square foot is actually how many square centimeters? So you can see that 12 inches equals to 1 foot. We all know that. And 12 times 2.54 centimeter is actually 1 feet, because 1 inch equals to 2.54, and 12 times 2.54 is 30.48 centimeter is actually 1 feet. And if you take square on both sides, that means 30.48. If you take a square, that means 30.48 times 30.48, it's actually 929.03 centimeter square. And on your right, 1 feet means 1 times 1 square feet. That is why it is 1 square feet. So 1 square feet is actually 929.03, or approximately 929 square centimeter, or centimeter square. That's cool. That's so nice. Just do not try to memorize it. Just do as I am doing here. Then you will be benefited in a while. So if the length of one edge of a cube is 3 meter, which of the following is the total surface area? And you all know how to find the total surface area. What is? Let us see our next question. Express 5.37 decameters in meters and decimeters. As you can see that 10 meters is actually 1 decameter, so 5.37 decameters is 5.37 times 10 meters is actually 53.7 meters. So it is done, and we need to convert it to decimeters, and you all know that 5.37 decameter is actually 5.37 times 100 equal to 537 decimeters. And why I multiplied it by 100 and why 10 meters equal to 1 decameter, I explained all of them from lecture 1 to lecture 2. Okay, so that's it, students. I hope you enjoyed the lecture. If you okay, I hope you enjoyed the lecture, and if you find any difficulty on understanding these problems, you can let me know in the comment section. Okay, assalamu alaikum and thank you.